Are you ready for some football? Yeah, we got that last night, opening night, NFL season, Thursday night football. And that's just one of the things that I've got to talk about. You know it ain't the only thing. The Stephen A. Smith Show in the house. Holla at your boy. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you as I love to do over the digital airways of YouTube and, of course, iHeartRadio. As always, before I get into anything, I always like to take a moment to thank my subscribers, my followers, etc., because our numbers of subscribers have now eclipsed 780,000, okay? We're roaring. We're climbing to the top. Here we come. Thank y'all so much for the love and support. Keep bringing it, and I'm going to keep on bringing it. We also have over 2.5 million downloads on iHeartRadio over the last couple of months or so. So the love just keeps on coming from all different directions. Can't thank y'all enough. Keep it coming, and I'm going to keep on coming, and I'll just leave it at that, okay? We've got a lot of stuff to get into. I'm going to have Ronnie 2K on the show a little bit later on in the show because he's got those new 2K ratings, 2K25 ratings out, and I got to talk to him about some of his, I don't know what the hell he was thinking on some of them. So we're going to have to have that conversation. Make no mistake about it. But that's going to pale or at least take a backseat at this particular moment to what's transpired last night. We got to get started with the start of the National Football League season and a big-time opener last night in Kansas City. Home of the reigning, defending two-time Super Bowl champion Kansas City Chiefs. The Chiefs took on the Baltimore Ravens at home in a game that featured two-time league MVP Lamar Jackson of the Ravens and, of course, Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs. The game came down to a late drive with the Ravens in the red zone with several chances to punch it in. Lamar Jackson missed. I'm going to say it again, missed on two key throws on that drive, but he eventually hit tight end Isaiah Likely in the back of the end zone for a score that would have put them within one. John Harbaugh was going for two. He was going for two, but guess what? The score was nullified because Likely's big toe was on the line. For anybody that knows, okay, or you don't know, there was an NBA game that took place years ago, the playoffs, Brooklyn Nets versus the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis Antetokounmpo was going up against Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant was putting on an absolute show, pulled up, hit what we thought was a three, but his damn big-ass toe was on the line. You see that right there, okay? He put him up, 109, 110, 109, but his toe was on the line. And so as a result, because his toe was on the line, it wasn't a three, it was a two. Ultimately, Milwaukee will walk away winning the game and ultimately winning the championship where they took out the Phoenix Suns in 6 games. One could easily argue had Kevin Durant's toe, or foot rather, been smaller and his big toe wasn't on the line, they win the game and, of course, they go on to win the championship. But that was not meant to be, and it never happened. Nevertheless, we transitioned back to football where the Baltimore Ravens had their chances. Now, I know on this particular day, you got to look at the Kansas City Chiefs and you got to say to yourself, damn, they're the reigning two-time defending Super Bowl champions, and who the hell is going to beat them now? They got this kid here, Xavier Worthy. He was on this show, on the Stephen A. Smith Show, live from South by Southwest in Austin, Texas, when they had their convention there months ago. He was a guest on the show with Coach Steve Sarkisian from the Texas Longhorns, okay? So, I saw this guy run a 4.21 in the 40, okay? This brother's something special. Okay, Xavier Worthy is special. I don't know if he's Tyreek Hill type because Tyreek Hill is a bit quicker. So I would still pick Tyreek in a 40-yard dash where I'd pick somebody like Xavier Worthy in the 100-meter. Similar to Tyreek Hill went up against Noah Lyles. Okay? Can you get off to that quick of a start? Yeah, you possibly have a chance in the 40 because that's how quick and powerful Tyreek Hill is. But over the long haul in the 100-meter, you're going to go with somebody like a Noah Lyles. In this case, I'd go with somebody like Xavier Worthy. Nevertheless, him being on this squad with Patrick Mahomes throwing him the football, with having a teammate like Rashee Rice, who caught 7 receptions for 103 yards, with having the future Hall of Fame and the best tight end in football, my brother from another mother, the one and only Travis Kelce, not Mr. Swift, Mr. Travis Kelce, okay? This is football season. Ain't no Taylor Swift other than in the press, in the stands, in the box, in the suite, okay? She ain't on that damn football field putting on a show. That's Travis Kelce, okay? Let's get that out the way. We're going to look at that. But this kid Worthy right here, 2 touchdowns, 2 receptions, 47 yards, pretty much big-time performance. Caught a touchdown pass, had one flick to him running around the side, running around, and ultimately scampering in the end zone, blowing by everybody in the process. Lamar Jackson is another story, 26 of 41, 273 yards, an interception, sacked just one time when he'd been sacked an average of 3 times going up against Kansas City, ran for 16 times with 122 yards. He seemed to be spectacular if you're just looking at the numbers. The problem with Lamar Jackson is you can't just look at the numbers. You got to look at the outcome. When the game was on the line, he had no interceptions, by the way. I meant a touchdown. He had a touchdown, no interceptions. But when you look at Lamar Jackson, here's what you ultimately walked away with. When it was time, he couldn't make the necessary throw. Call it fundamentals, call it mechanics, call it whatever you will. Lamar Jackson, as big time as he is, as much of a superstar as he is, as much of an improved passer as he is, there's levels to this. And I looked at Patrick Mahomes last night, 20 of 28, 291 yards, a touchdown, and an interception, sacked twice, had a 101.9 quarterback rating while Lamar Jackson had 90.8. Here's what you saw from Patrick Mahomes. I saw Rashee Rice drop a pass that could have been a touchdown. I saw Travis Kelce drop a pass. I saw at least 3 passes drop. Juju Smith-Schuster as well. I saw that. His numbers could have been better if they caught the damn ball. Remember, this same team, the Super Bowl champions, that led the league with 44 drops last year. But nevertheless, you look at that record right there, 1-5, Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes. And you had a chance to erase that. And you missed lively in the left corner of the end zone. You overthrew him. He's 6'4", and you still overthrew him. And almost got him hurt because he came down so hard after being shoved in the back. All right? Luckily, he was in the game to catch that last pass from you. But the biggest miss was Zay Flowers. Coming from the left to the right backside of the end zone. Wide open. Nobody within 7 yards of him. And Lamar Jackson missed him by 5. It wasn't even close. It wasn't even close. It was that awful of a throw. It was that big of a miss. Now, ultimately, he tried to make up for it because he connected with Likely in the back end of the end zone, but his big toe was on the white marks. And as a result, the touchdown was called off. Game over. It was the last play of the game. Kansas City escapes 27-20. What should we walk away with? One mode of thinking is Kansas City, who the hell's going to beat them? Because that offense is so damn explosive and the defense ain't no joke. And everybody can't run the football and just befuddle Steve Spagnola's defense in Kansas City the way Lamar Jackson can. Everybody can't do that, so what the hell do you do? How you going to beat Kansas City? That's one mode of thinking to walk away from. Here's my thinking. I don't know if they win the game or not because even after scoring the touchdown, John Harbaugh was calling for them to go for 2. He was calling for them to go for 2, not 1. And so it's entirely possible that they could have gotten stopped on a 2-point conversion and lost the game 27-26. That is entirely possible. But here's the bottom line. The superstar that is Lamar Jackson, with the game on the line and in his hands, made 2 bad errant throws that we all know Patrick Mahomes would have made. And so as a result, this man that you're 1-5 against, that appears to be your nemesis, that you're swearing up and down, is not necessarily that dude. He's not the black cat running around your franchise. Okay, he's not your Achilles heel. All right, he's not that. That same dude that you're 1-5 against is standing in your way yet again. I saw Lamar Jackson running off the field and talking to the Kansas City Chiefs fan and saying, "Yo, I'll be back. Oh, I'll be back. I'll see y'all again." And that's a great attitude to have. But he's going to have to do better. And by the way, the Baltimore Ravens are going to have to do better. Their defense was a bit discombobulated. There were several missed assignments. Don't get me started on the offensive side of the ball with the illegal formation calls against them. So you had that going on. And then when you look at it back to their defense, I'm just saying to myself, look, Patrick Mahomes had a damn good game. You're going to have to figure out a way as a defense to be a bunch of rough riders with your new defensive coordinator, or he did a good job. But they still got a lot of work to do. And on offense, 5 rushes for 13 yards in the second half for Derrick Henry. Now, I know that when he was in Tennessee, he was accustomed with them lining up behind center, not being in the shotgun. and doing that, and that taking up about 21% of the Titans' offense. In Baltimore, most of their running attacks are based off of the shotgun. They're not behind center. That's not what Derrick Henry is accustomed to doing. Who knows what kind of effect that's going to have on him? Not to mention the fact that they got an inexperienced offensive line. So the level of protection that you'd like to see for Lamar Jackson may be compromised to some degree. It's a lot to think about, y'all. It's a lot to think about. And I'm just telling y'all right now, you got to be careful about all of that. You really, really do. Derrick Henry, 13 rushes, 46 yards. The longest run for the day, 9 yards. He's 250 pounds. He runs 22 miles an hour. You got to get him the ball more. And if you're not going to get him the ball more, why did you bother getting him at all? You should have got another receiver. Should have got another receiver. But either way you slice it, no matter anything that I've said, the biggest storyline that you walk away from this game is that Lamar Jackson, the superstar that he is, still comes up a touch short whenever he's going up against Patrick Mahomes. How in the hell is Baltimore ever going to win a Super Bowl championship in the Lamar Jackson era if he can't find a way to outduel Patrick Mahomes, particularly in the biggest moments? That's the question, y'all. That's the question. I'll be back with more NFL talk in a minute because I did have a one-on-one with Jerry Jones, by the way.